All right, so right on schedule, Apple dropped Beta 3 for all of their iOS, watchOS, macOS devices today, and Beta 3 hopes to bring a ton of improvements from Beta 2, specifically on iOS. If you guys follow the channel, you know iOS 26 Beta 2 was really terrible for battery life and performance and stutters, at least from what we've been experiencing and from what you guys mentioned in the comments. Let's go ahead and jump into Beta 3 and let's start out with a temperature check because for the first time in a while, it was not hot during the install. However, as you can see here, as it's finishing wrapping up all the background processes, it is remaining somewhat warm to the touch, and it was noticeable after I picked it up after the install. I was actually pretty impressed with how it was operating, but now it is definitely picked up. One other thing that is super exciting about this build is that it came in at 6.69 gigabytes. That is massive and very strange for a third beta. Beta 2 was only 1.73 to give you some sort of reference number to go off of, and it did take quite a while to install, and it was stuck on preparing for update for a little while as well. Now let's jump into settings, general, and about, and you can see this build for Beta 3 has a full build number of 23A5287G. G is pretty interesting because, as we said, this is a large update, but we are coming from an F build, so this means Apple thinks this isn't quite as good necessarily as the prior one, and I shouldn't say good, I should say ready for the release for public beta testers, simply because we want to see this number get closer to the beginning of the alphabet than the farther end, because that's how Apple kind of numbers their betas, and you know exactly what to expect. So a little different there, a little interesting. But hopefully this will be good because usually Beta 3 correlates with the public release of the first, I should say, public beta release of a new software version. And then talking about storage also as well, we were talking about how much room iPhone storage has been taking up. In Beta 2, the iOS was taking up 20.26 gigs. Now it is down to 20.03, so they continue to refine that. Apple Intelligence is still a suck though for data, as it's taking up 6.31 gigs of storage here, so just something to keep in mind. And then system data has come down a little bit, and this does ebb and flow. We are now at 26.92, significantly down from the 36.31 in Beta 2. Now, we had a ton of issues in the last beta with dropped frame rates, battery, horrible performance in general, and horrible battery life. I'm hoping to see a huge improvement from that, at least on this end. And then also with watchOS and iPhone notifications, there was again a syncing issue between the two. Hopefully that will be improved here as well. Overheating was real when you went to plug it in. The phone just wouldn't charge, whether it was wired or wireless charging. Hopefully that will be resolved as well. And the first thing you probably noticed that I didn't even talk about, it substantially looks like Apple toned down liquid glass quite a bit in this build. It looks very much reminiscent of iOS 18 now, and I don't see a ton of difference or differentiating factors here just at a quick glance. That's interesting. I wonder why they did that. We'll have to see over time of these betas if people just complain too much about how translucent it looked or what caused it, but that's definitely not good. Now, I'm going to lock this up because one other issue that we were talking about is battery intelligence, and you can see we're just under 80%. And again, let me go ahead and unlock this and swipe down. You can see battery intelligence isn't showing up like it should. Even when you unlock it, it just says 79%. This has been an intermittent issue since Beta 1. Even when you cross the threshold for 80%, it doesn't show you from 80 to 100% how long is left to charge. Very interesting. You always had to go into settings and then into battery and then look here to see the total time remaining. And even now, this is the first time we're seeing it where it's not even showing you how long it's going to take to get to 100%. I don't know if Apple pulled this feature or whatnot. That's something huge that a lot of people were looking forward to, and definitely doesn't seem to be working yet. Now, one other thing, Spotlight search was really bad. Let's go to stocks. It looks like it's working a little better now. Looks like we have a new splash screen here, talking about market data, business news, and using iCloud on all your devices to sync all your watch lists. But once you get in, everything does seem to be working a little smoother as you would hope to see in a third beta. So that's definitely good. I'm still very curious to see what's going to happen and transpire with some of these betas because it seems like everything right now in iOS 26 is in flux and nothing's really safe, including that standout feature of liquid glass. Now moving on to some release dates and schedules here and all that, as you can see, Beta 3 dropped on July 7th, which is today. I would assume the first public beta will either come tomorrow or next week on the 14th or 15th, since that does fall right into Apple's timeline with the first public beta being available in July. And it's really going to depend on the next beta where we get iOS 26 Beta 4, if it's going to be next week, if we go to a weekly release schedule, or if it's held until the 21st. That is going to be interesting if they go 2 weeks. The good thing is this is a first real beta that Apple is going to have a ton of feedback on because Beta 2 was done before WWDC was even released, as crazy as that sounds. So they didn't have a lot of time to compile all of those data points and feedbacks. That's probably partially the reason why this build is how big as it is right now. One other thing in settings I want to take a look at is if there's a new modem build number. Let's go to About. And it looks like we are still holding on to the same firmware version of 2.03.00. So nothing new here either, nonetheless. So yeah, as far as these releases go, I'm very concerned and curious now what's going on with Apple's build numbers going backwards, build sizes going up, and kind of the liquid glass being toned down as much as it is. Very interesting to see. Let me know in the comments down below, are you using iOS 26? Are you still a fan of these liquid glass changes? Or what are you hoping for improvement-wise in these next couple of betas? We know obviously by now, iOS 26 full release isn't going to be until September, so Apple has months to get this right. Hopefully they're able to do that. Hopefully we don't have a ton of issues and feedback. And that's one other call out for the public release or public beta release on this. Assuming, and I'll say that again, assuming there's no big issues found in this build, yes, this should be the exact same build number that correlates to public beta 1 in the coming days. So let's see what happens, guys. We are downloading watchOS 26 right now on our Apple Watch Ultra 2. We have some things to talk about there. We will drop that video here very soon as well, once it finishes downloading and preparing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little thrown off and kind of confused by this beta cycle and what Apple has going on, but let me know down below. Like I said, I'm only one person. What do you guys think of iOS 26? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.